All right, Vortex Nation, super pumped to be talking to you guys today about something that's near and dear to our heart, something we're really excited about, and that's the 2018 Vortex Extreme coming up this August. August 10-11 are the dates. In the past, we've held it in Tremont, Utah with some great folks. Some big changes this year, major changes this year. Rube, you just went out there and did a run and gun mission and checked out the course and the landscape. Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about it?
Yeah, so kind of like Mark alluded to, this year we're moving it to Douglas, Wyoming and the beautiful Wagonhound Ranch. Me and Paul went out there a couple weeks ago just to kind of get a look, get a feel for the topography and the different type of landscape that we're going to be working with out there. And I can tell you it's going to be very challenging. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. The Wagonhound Ranch has opened up the doors for us to come out and play, and we're doing this in, like you said, in conjunction with Strategic Match Design. The Wyoming Governor's Office is very involved with this, and so we know that people are going to want to have some more information about the event, so that's kind of what we're talking about today. And we would always encourage you guys, if you have specific questions about the event, please send them over to us. But for now, we're going to go over some of the basics. Mark, I mean, what are some of the questions you have?
So, I mean, a lot of things people seem to want to know, right? Logistics. So
yeah.
Where do I fly into? Where can I stay? How do I get to the match location? Yeah, what are some of those, I guess, the bones of that information so folks have the information they need to sign up?
Yep.
How to sign up and get going.
Well, Douglas is located about 90 minutes north of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Cheyenne, Wyoming is about 90 minutes north of Denver. So you've got some options. You can fly into Denver and rent a car, and you can drive north it'll be about 3 hours. It's all interstate. You get on one road from the airport in Denver and drive literally within 12 miles of the ranch. That's one option. The other option is you can fly into Casper as well. Now, when you're flying into a smaller airport like that, you guys know you've shot matches before, and if you haven't, we'll give you this information, but it can be a little trickier to find flights, so there might not be as many flights coming into Casper, so make sure that you plan that well in advance if you decide you want to fly into Casper. But the good part about flying into there is that you're only going to be about 40 miles from Douglas. So, and of course, if you're driving, Douglas is in the southeast corner of Wyoming. There will be people driving from a lot of different areas, but it's also a little bit close to you know, some of the eastern and Midwest states. So
right.
A lot of those folks that used to fly, like people from the Dakotas, Minnesota, Nebraska, like those guys will probably be driving now.
Cool, yeah. So yeah, I mean, for a lot of folks, it should be hopefully a little bit
easier.
A little bit easier,
Yep.
a little bit, you know, logistically friendly.
Yep.
The town itself, you were there, you checked it
Yep.
out. Amenities wise?
Yeah, so we did some recon on Douglas as well. Now, one of the cool parts about working with the governor's office is they're in Cheyenne, so they know Wyoming, right? And Douglas, Wyoming is actually where the Wyoming State Fair is held. The Wyoming State Fair is actually a really big deal for the people of Wyoming. So the city of Douglas of itself, it's got, you know, several hotels. You've got a Holiday Inn Express. I believe there's a Hampton Inn and Suites. So you've got a couple of nicer options. There's also some non-chain hotel options there too. You've got a bunch of restaurants. I would say there's probably, you know, 15 to 20 restaurants in Douglas. As Nephi from the governor's office told us, there is a theater. So if you do decide you want to bring your family with, they can catch a movie.
Take in a show.
So that's an option. One cool part about Douglas, there is the fairgrounds are right in the center of the town, and so the Wyoming State Fair is actually happening starting the day after the match.
Right.
So for those of you who want to come in and effectively take in a full Wyoming experience, you can bring your family and stay right in Douglas. Now, one of the other cool parts about when we're talking about amenities and where to stay is the governor's office is working with the state fair, of course, and they actually have opened up the fairgrounds for camping, and there's hopes that you'll be able to also, if you need to, stay in one of like the 4-H like bunkhouses, right? So there's kind of some there's larger rooms that'll have, you know, 8 to 10 bunks in them. So and you'll be able to pay a very, very small fee, hopefully, to get that. So if you're thinking about doing the match and it might seem like a hotel is going to put you over the top, don't be turned away, because there are some very affordable lodging options.
Yeah, I mean, I think a person, you know, particularly like if you were in fairly close proximity, or, you know, even if you had to book a flight, I mean, you could definitely keep costs way down by doing that, and we should have some information for folks that we can distribute.
Yep,
you know, on
absolutely.
that aspect here a little bit down the road.
One other cool part too is, like I said, the match is actually being held on the Wagonhound Ranch. Now, the Wagonhound Ranch is a very big piece of property. It's very expansive. There's tons of it, and it's kind of spread out. But the main portion where we're going to be hosting the match is right next to a little village town called Esterbrook. Now, Esterbrook is butted right up against a bunch of BLM land, and so technically, if you wanted to, you could come and camp 2 miles away from the match. Just camp right on the BLM land, pop a tent up, and stay there too. So that's an option as well.
Cool. Well, and Rube, you brought up, you know, the fact that this match is on the Wagonhound Ranch, and you know, a lot of people may be familiar with the Wagonhound. I mean, it's definitely a famed elk hunting property.
Yep.
It's a very special place, guys. I mean, not many people really get to set foot on this. This is the first time that there's ever been a shooting match held on the ranch. You know, we're kind of putting this together. Like I said, nothing of this nature has been held there before, and they've welcomed it with open arms, and invited us in to do this, invited you guys in to come participate. It's really going to be a cool place to see, and I think it's going to be you know, worth a person's time to sign up and do this. Yeah,
there's some pretty significant mountains just off in the distance. I mean, within 10 miles of the Wagonhound too. So the match itself is held around Elk Mountain, which is a smaller. It's right around, I think, around 7,000 feet. But and that's kind of the lay of the land around there is from 5,500 to 7,500 feet. So we're used to doing the extreme from 4,000 to about 6,000. So we are going up in altitude a little bit, making the air a little bit thinner. Get your backpacks on. We're gonna have to start hiking around here.
Oh yeah.
But the match is going to be a lot of fun. We are doing part 2 of this video as well, where we kind of talk about a little bit about the course in and of itself, what to expect, how, you know, how far is it going to be, how much elevation change, where's the water, you know, all kinds of stuff. How much ammo should I bring? That leads us into another thing. In the past, you know, one of the biggest pieces of input that we've gotten from past competitors is they want to shoot more.
Yeah.
You know,
understandably.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, right? We like pulling triggers. So being Vortex, we try and listen to the customer, and competitors, they're a customer of the match.
Absolutely.
So we are bumping up from about, you know, 30 rounds to about 60 to 70 rounds this year. So we will allow you guys to pull a few more triggers, and we look forward to having you guys out. Please check it out. Like Mark said, the Wagonhound Ranch is just a beautiful place. Like a person like myself would probably not really ever have the opportunity to get on that place unless you were going to go and book an elk hunt or mule deer hunt or something like that. But
well, just like, I mean, the aerials that you showed me and the aerials that you go through in part 2.
Yep.
Pretty impressive, guys. I mean, it's going to be, it's a cool landscape. So.
Yeah. Well, we would invite all you guys out there who are looking for a unique shooting opportunity, and, you know, kind of want to meld the physical and the shooting together into an extreme competition. Check it out. Come visit the Wagonhound Ranch, and come out to Douglas, and come out to Wyoming for a little while. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. So, and then also to sign up for the match, what would you say the best way for a person to do that is, Ruben?
So registration, Strategic Match Design is actually going to be facilitating running the match. They're going to be setting it up. They're going to be, you know, making sure everybody is having a good time and has water, and running a pre-match dinner and all that stuff. So Charles and Jason from SMD are going to be out there. They're going to be helping out. So I would, with the registration, there'll be a link on Strategic Match Design's website. There's also, it's on Practice Score. So you can just go to Practice Score and sign up for it. And there's also an email that we sent out with a registration link in it as well. So
yeah, if you go to our homepage and go to newsletters, it's actually an archived one. It's a couple back, but you can access that Vortex Extreme email. I think the title is that the Vortex Extreme is on, and that link to that practice course sign up is there. You can also, probably the easiest way to find it would be just Google Vortex Extreme. We have an event webpage.
Yep. And
there's a link to that practice course sign up there as well.
So find a buddy, find a partner to come shoot the match with.
Yep.
One cool, unique part about the match this year is there's a lot to do if your family wants to come out with you, turn it into a vacation. After the match, head up to Yellowstone or any of the other wonderful national parks or areas of Wyoming to check out. I know I'm going to stay a couple extra days for the rodeos.
Scout for your upcoming antelope hunt?
Absolutely. I think there actually are August 15th, I think antelope starts.
I was going to say that archery season's, it squeezes right up on that.
Might have to take a couple sick days. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you checking out the video, and we hope to see you out in Douglas, Wyoming on August 10th and 11th.